I don't like it. The glare. It's giving House of Mugler, child. So we're gonna figure it out. And we're gonna get it right for the goddamn people. And if you coming in from Instagram, because that's what you should have been, you would have already known what was popping over here on these streets, child. It's the episode 13. The big shit that you thought you was. But you not. Cause it's Ricky. And back for episode 13. It's Ricky. Hey. And we got some things to talk about as usual. It's been a minute, but in jail, you know, that's more like an hour, give and take. Robert Kelly is back in the news. This motherfucker been doing it like it was his B-Day from the beginning. We're not understanding why there's been reports about Robert not wanting the jury that is set to accuse him later this month in August on all this slew of Savannah R. Kelly. You saw it. It was the #1 a Lifetime documentary in a long time, other than Wendy. He met these little boys at McDonald's, allegedly, where they say he met little girls at, and where they say he frequented. He was in the high school. He wanted to see Akila and the Bee. And according to these reports, he wanted Akila's brother too. R. Kelly is nasty. And just a pause for the cause, because the bitch, I need my notes. Woo, child. It's getting ghetto. Yes, R. Kelly met this little baby and took him to the studio and told him he had to do what it takes to be in the music industry. Coerced him, you know, into having sex. People were floored, people were appalled, people were shocked, but of course we always knew R. Kelly is gay, has been gay, and you know he been had a boyfriend. We heard Tasha K talk about Bubba, and this is one of the many people like the publicists and the assistants and the managers he kept around him who solicited, that means picked girls up, picked little boys up for R. Kelly so that he would not have to be that buffer in between. He wouldn't have to be that person. It was the middleman. Buffer was that middleman. That means he got in the middle and he did the bending. Top and the bottom. And you know, it's all these reports that been flying around about R. Kelly. He has no sexuality. I believe sexuality is a spectrum anyway. And he's gonna get it, you know, in the worst way. And the one that winks and not the one, and the one that stinks and not the one that winks, child. I wouldn't, you know, put that shit on my worst enemy. But what he did to Aaliyah, need I say more? Like, Geronda Pierce was the one who gave us stories about R. Kelly having sex with men in front of her, and we're not surprised by this news. We want him to go under the jail. You know, this has been his publicist or his pusher, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has been enabling these behaviors for a long time, and I am done. Honestly, it's 2021. I'm not trying to rhyme already, but R. Kelly, you will not win this one. You won't. You're going down under the jail to the dungeon with Candy host victims, where she's supposed to be serving plates. But we're going to get to that. We're not going to fumble the bag like others. Now, everybody been talking about the baby, and it's been the mess, the massacre. The Apology tour. The checks got canceled. The fucking madness. The baby gave the apology, and I'm like, bye, gone to jail. Like, of course, I had a lot to say. He's the fuck canceled. We should start there. And that's everybody. You know, no matter what you believe in. Of course, he must have to have been speaking from experience the way he spoke about HIV/AIDS victims or survivors and LGBTQ members. I wrote a blog about it, and if you didn't read it by now because it was in the bio for a minute, then you should slap yourself. Wikipedia.blogspot. Ciao. Slap me in this face. If this week has been going easy, breezy, and beautiful for you, because I am distressed. What is really good in these dick-sucking streets? The baby stood on the shoulders of homophobia and anchored by toxic masculinity to make some jarring statements about survivors living with HIV and AIDS and the LGBT community that will further push the stigma that Black gay men are the main variants for AIDS when we know statistics say otherwise. We know otherwise. We watch painfully as the media portrayed HIV in film, television, and stage. We know that when Magic Johnson announced he was HIV positive in 1991, 30 years ago, he retired after a press conference because he had what the media told him was a death sentence. I want to talk to you about how poisonous it is for us to vilify gay Black men and women of the LGBT community in 2021. Now, and I'm going to use the baby as the subject in my experiment. Not because he's a snake for what he did to Megan Thee Stallion, violating a restraining order for a couple coins and hollers. Don't get me wrong, I know there was $80,000 and 80,000 people in attendance in Miami at the Ciroc, not you, Diddy, stage. And that's even more of a reason that it is problematic and grave to set back and a setback at the poison that the rapper unleashed a few nights ago. This is in no way, shape, or form or fashion, baby, meant to bash the baby, because his legal record shows that his testosterone-deprived midget does all the bashing himself. Jonathan Lindell Cook has always been a criminal. He was born and they should have took him right to jail. They shouldn't have cut the umbilical cord. They shouldn't have collected food stamps. He should have went right to infant detention. There has been 14 incidents sitting in North Carolina's database of arrest records, including, but of course not limited to, drug paraphernalia, grand theft auto, and the most notable was the shooting and killing of Jalen Dominique Craig, allegedly. The family has been speaking out lately, and if you follow gossip in the city like I do, then you know he was let off the charges because the judge concluded that he was acting out of self-defense and only was charged with a concealed gun. But you would think that would teach him his lesson. We have some of the allies to the LGBTQ community. Gay women think they exempt because they hang with the fellas, but they don't fuck with you either. The HIV community that are speaking out, but that is not enough. He's losing endorsements, but that shit ain't enough either, because everyone is still going to go back into their comfortable homes and listen to their comfortable music and stay in their comfortable bed and live in their comfortable ways. The world won't change until the people in it stop their bullshit and get over themselves. The same women who justify and uplift the baby and this time are the same ones that question young girls who were raped by R. Kelly. Yeah, we were just talking about that. They're the same ones that shift the blame and pass off toxic masculinity as almost an escape for a Black man to be without fault, and the same ones that still listen to R. Kelly's music, Stepping in the Name of Love. People pick and choose who they want to cancel, baby. This is not even to try to persuade you to cancel someone because everybody has to eat. But think about the donation you're making. And just like the Black mothers in his life validating his delirium and rewarding the negative behavior, we have to wake up. Willie Lynch wrote laws to keep us segregated based on skin complexion, age, sexual orientation, gender, weight, ability, and creed. We ain't undo that shit just because we put on some bad foundation, lace fronts, and just for men over disgrace, bruises, and wounds. The baby opened up a wound that he can never heal. The world needs to do better, and we have to continuously call niggas out when they ain't shit and all they do is smell like shit. We should have supported Megan and cancel him then, but like I said, Black women's voices are always lost over the bravado of a Black man. We need Black men. I am a Black man. But it doesn't feel like all the Black people accept me when I could care less about what's going on in your asshole, the baby. So why be an asshole, the baby? He just came out the closet, if you ask me. And that's the blog. You can read it if you want. That's the full. I think that's the most I probably wrote because he had me going for a minute. But the other thing that's been going is his gigs, his bags, baby, his coins are dried up. Lollapalooza, Days and Night, the Governor's Ball, Park Life. I mean, they all just snatching it from right under him. And it's about time. It's about time someone finally put a stop to that toxic shit because they have been for a long time intoxicated. RESPECT, find out what it means to me. Yes, Screamer for Hudson is about to shut it down in theaters with the Respect movie, baby. And I can't wait. I was so mad that COVID kept pushing this shit back because we wanted it. Screamer for. We wanted it. We already know, we heard the reviews about how Jennifer Hudson has been losing control in the role of Aretha Franklin, just like she lost custody of her son, but that's another situation. We love Screamer for who sacrificed her family. She will win another Oscar. You know, mark my words. Aretha handpicked her. Handpicked her. When Aretha was asked about Nicki Minaj, she said, I'm going to pass on that one. But she handpicked Jennifer. So that's a lot to be said. She didn't pick you, Beyonce. She didn't see you in the Dreamgirls movie. She called up Jennifer. So listen. We have incredible stars in this movie. It's going to be one for the books. Mary J. Blige, Marlon Wayans saying to get the performance of his career. Forrest Whitaker, who I see where he be going with his roles. I'm here for it. I really can't wait. I love Aretha Franklin. She is the queen of soul. The legacy lives on, baby. This is the way you will have wanted it. Even though your sons have been fighting over your estate, they need to get it together. They're in their 60s because we know you had them when you started having babies when you were 14 and raped. And I'm hoping that the movie includes all of that about Aretha's secret pregnancies, like multiple ones, like how she hid it. Then she started dating, the Marlon Wayans character who he's going to play. And she was a heavy alcoholic and she chain smoked. And we love Aretha. She could really play and she was the queen. She had range and she had soul. And like she would really read a bitch for filth, like she did Wendy. And like she will forever live long in the history book as one of those divas that pioneered to us what shade was and what a reed was intended to be and to feel like, all through a song before we ever heard her speak. And baby, it's not many that say they marched with Martin and Barack. And that is the monument and national treasure that is Aretha Franklin. And I don't always have a lot of nice things to say, so let's suck it up like we can. Candy and Todd. Atlanta is going crazy. Did y'all feel another health inspection or something, Candy? We heard that this is the third time failing. First of all, and I'm starting to think that y'all can't be focused on the catfish that's on the plates because y'all too busy between the catfish in Atlanta streets. Like y'all threesomes is getting smelly deli. It really is. I'm smelling salami in it all. Todd, which you was over there fucking Carlos and y'all made that uncle show because y'all had to be fucking to make that bullshit because it wasn't cohesive and wasn't even successful. Candace, Candy, you need to take a break from Housewives and really restructure your situation. Because I'm sure you're giving way more than you're receiving nowadays. And I'm not talking about because you're wearing the strap on to peg Todd. Because, you know, he be scrounging through the couch cushions for his allowance, child. This is a scheme Todd had to set up. Drops the mic. He had to. Because Blaze was shut down in May for felony inspection. And then according to other blogs, allegedly, Candy Barris now has a $15,000 tax lien. This is the rich bitch. She has money than them all. If she could buy everybody on this stage, she would. Well, you don't know it. Goddamn country bumpkin. You need to be figuring out this restaurateur business, madam. Because just like your tags boutique, we about to be saying rest and peace. And Queen Phaedra needs to come on and sweep. Right where you left off. A good kick in your ass to keep you on your feet. Lizzo. Why the hell is Lizzo up on the damn list, child? So the news reporter was like, so according to news outlets, Lizzo has been accused of diving on a fan and killing the fan. The fan was in critical condition, but was pronounced dead when arrived to the hospital. We'll keep you more updated with the fan's name and details to Lizzo's whereabouts. Lizzo always getting on my damn nerves. She fell into the damn industry and really belly flopped. She says his aroma. She probably had killed the man. You know, Brandy killed the man, got away with it. Caitlyn and Bruce Jenner killed the man and got away with it. And I'm not talking about Caitlyn killing Bruce and getting away with it. I'm talking about killing Caitlyn, hit and ran, driving and speeding. And Lizzo has done the same thing. And she's trying to say this, I'm not that big. Like, bitch, I'm big, but I'm not that big. I'm just trying to find out how I be getting deleted. And like Lizzo can post like Sweet Hawaiian rolls, these buttery rolls, back rolls, movie rolls, all type of rolls, all on my page. But I gotta get deleted. I'm not hating on Lizzo, just delete her too. Like, she need to stick that flute up her pussy and keep it moving. Because everything I heard from Lizzo lately has been complaining. And like, where's the music? Like, she's talking about she coming out with a new album. She's not a rapper, so if she ain't gonna stay in her lane, I'm not gonna be driving behind her. Y'all know it's time for the recap. Time for the recap, right? Yeah, it's time for the recap. Y'all smell that shit? It smell like pee. And what's cooking? The recap. I got the recipe. All these crying about sexuality. I'm talking the baby now and got no receipts. He work at KFC. Can't get enough of memes. That's the American dream. See, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite. That check you thought you'd get, you might. Now, you want to fight? Yes, when you positive, you sure. Magic Johnson dunk no more. Just because you take dick deposits don't mean you got to scream from the closet. Latifah no queen. They obsessed with the gay scene. RESPE, respect me. Pay my dues up in these streets. You don't want to test me. Bring it on or let it be. Aretha Bra protect me. Rest in peace to the fan Lizzo jumped on. And I wouldn't eat from candy unless you got a strap on. Hot damn ho, here we go again. Nicki Minaj coming for Sha'Carri Richardson. She mad at the kids because we ain't let her brother in. Kanye shrugs. These bitches wetter than 42 Doug. 42 Doug his son and his son's neck on Instagram Live. Where is Beyonce when you need a beehive? Self-hatred is real. I can see it in his eyes. Bitches shaving their heads and adding more lies. Aretha is the queen of soul because you bitches don't have none. And Jocelyn's Bonnet Bella is gone. That bitch is her grandson. Ask Wiki. My shit say 10 decades. Pull it up and take a big shit and do it like it's my B-day. Bitch. The recap. Y'all better be following me on Instagram. And cash at me. Reese Coin. Reicy. Coin.
You right.
Baby boy, live your best life. You been tripping on me, acting like I give a fuck with your dick, be. I ain't tripping on you. I want you to let up. Want you to play a G, please put that dick in me. Do it right in me. Do it like it's my B-day. 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 What would the show be without the recap? And what would TV be without Jocelyn? So that's a whole other situation, baby. You see me fumbling. You know me. I got papers on deck. Because bitches don't know what they be talking about. I'm always running them beef suckers. But you heard it all in a recap about what's going on and what's been coming. The only thing I didn't address was something irrelevant to the people. And when I mean that, I mean Nelly and Miss Jackson. Who? Because who is she? Broke up. And people act like they were so shocked. Y'all was not checking for this people. Y'all wasn't checking for these hoes. Like, these hoes ain't elegant. These hoes look thrifty. And the reason I got Ashanti up here, oh, baby, because the same treatment that Miss Chantel Jackson went through for 7 years according to her, but 5 years according to Nelly, my point exactly, Ashanti was one of the first products of Nelly's destruction. We all know Ashanti and Nelly go way back, but do we? Because Nelly never claimed the bitch. She was talking about, when my man leave the house, I know he's coming right back. Got that good eye. Good eye. But he never came back. It wasn't that good if he couldn't claim you. It wasn't that good if he let J-Lo take your songs and rearrange you. Y'all ain't ready for what's coming tonight. Because Miss Jackson, I don't feel sorry for you. The 7 years you wasted with Nelly, it's getting hot in here. Then take your shit and get lost. I ain't even get a wedding ring. I can't get no coins, no. This bitch is gone and dusty. Like, when you can't get a man to even put a baby in you. According to the streets, Nicki Minaj. Okay, I'm ready for this one. Nicki Minaj has been going off. She's been going off about old tweets from Sha'Carri Richardson. And we're trying to figure out how old Nicki is concerned about Sha'Carri Richardson. The world has been trying to attack Sha'Carri Richardson, and we don't understand. Sha'Carri tweeted something to the effect of, Nicki and Barbershop was annoying, which we can agree. Nicki, you may have went to LaGuardia or did whatever you had to do to get into LaGuardia for acting, but bitch, you're not an actress. At this point, the best thing you've acted at being was a good rapper. And like all those roles in those personas that you got in your room. I'm gonna give it to you. You're like that. Oh, that shit is popping. That's your lane. You're not Angela fucking Bassett making $450,000 per episode, the highest paid Black woman since Viola Davis left the screen. Nikki, you're not that bitch. And like, why are you so concerned with this young queen on the rise? You really need to stop rooting for the Illuminati who kicked you out 4 years ago when you tried to release the album Queen to claim a position that they've been revoked. Talking about you bitches can't relate. You're supposed to be the self-proclaimed queen of rap. You shouldn't be able to relate to Shikari. Here we are again with Nikki smoking them lace blunts. You need to be not being in a versus with Shikari Richards and Nicki Minaj, but you need to be in a versus with a district attorney to stop your brother from receiving the death penalty. Or you need to be in a versus with a divorce lawyer, bitch, and you leave this scamming ass nigga that you with, because we all know he about to take you under. Shikari Richardson, you're a queen. The next FloJo. You could have played her if it was up to us. We don't need Tiffany. Who needs Tiffany? We ain't had her all this time. But big ups to you, queen. The Illuminati is out there, bad bitch. But I tell you one thing, it's one thing you can't kill, and that's a diamond. It shine bright. This rapper, 42 Doug, who I don't even know, is a gay pedophile. So he was all on the internet and with these video and stuff. It was just inappropriate. I had it, but I really don't even want to see it again. He was sucking on his son's neck like it was the last neck bone in the pot. He was sucking on his son's neck like Bobby Brown on Whitney Houston. He was sucking on his fan's neck. On his son's neck. Then you get it. It's inappropriate. And he has been charged with being too zesty with his son on Instagram. You're on a electric, but please make it chair. It was repulsive, and I reported the video. He was clearly horny, and he wanted some more. It was giving me Nikki Parker and Professor Ogilvy tease, baby. 42 Doug and your baby. Then he went on to go on a homophobic rant, which they usually do when they don't like themselves. He hates himself because he's being so gay out loud. He can't even hide it from his own damn kids, yet alone Instagram in the world. He justified about their latest thing. They're grabbing for straws at this point. So they're talking about Lil Nas X and how he can kiss men, grown men, 2 men consenting to kiss, who getting paid, contract, 2 men, grown men. So clearly he thinks his son is in the same category, and he wants to make out with his son and be able to do that freely without people calling him gay and all that. He went on a homophobic rant. The memes were out of control, as they should have been. Like, here's some of the memes, because that's the video. Inappropriate. The son was like, come on, boy, what are you doing? Like, nobody wanted to see that. Nobody asked for it. Like, clearly this is what they do in the rap scene with their men, period. And like, he needs to be the next one canceled from all these gigs, because it was sexual harassment, child pornography. It was too many things. It was all the things, baby. And it was not what I needed to see when I was just wanted to get on there from having a depressed day and wanted to get cheered up. I don't got the time for that. Especially rappers I don't even fucking know. These bald beauties in Hollywood are taking over. And like we all know, Jada thinks she started the trend. But she really the fuck didn't. She really didn't. We know my girls who started it. And I'm not talking about from back in the day. I'm talking about from today who brought it back out and was like, yes, we're going to do this. And that was Tamar. That was fucking Tamar Braxton. I'm trying to see. I don't want to see it. Tamar was first. But you know, she was on that Braxton Family volume. Jada Pinkett Smith went incognito, hiding from Will until August. And you know, the newest one they said was Gabrielle Union, who she just wanted to get her hair out the way so she could eat that booty, you know, and really get in it how she liked to get in it. Tiffany had enough of. We know she did it, but she just looked like one of the fellas. Like she's Common's twin at this point. But salute. There we go. Tamar was the best to do it. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Braxton's and you'll see that. That's right. But of course we're doing it like it's our B-Day. And the show wouldn't be right if we talk about the fucking Jocelyn's Cabaret reunion. Honey, I was ashamed that I even watched it. The Puerto Rican principal was expelling bitches left and right. Like, for real. 10 decades in this bitch. Like, Jocelyn. It was really the cocaine that we saw attack the girls on Love and Hip Hop. Like, when I saw Tammy, I just punched her. Boom, because she deserved it. And when I saw Mimi, I just hit that bitch. Like, that was the outrageous Jocelyn.
The tea, the drama, you name it. So much has gone on, and we're gonna get to the bottom of all of it right here, right now, tonight.
Let's toast to making the best reunion in history.
Let's make history, baby.
Let's do
it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Puerto Rican princess, Jocelyn Hernandez.
That you want it, that you need it, how bad you really want it. What? How bad you really want it.
Some of y'all hoes was hating on me.
Who was being a messy ass bitch. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Luna was being messy the way she was talking to them girls. They were being, her and Jocelyn, they were like both all over the place. Jocelyn, first of all, you really were disrespectful as fuck. I'm sorry, I will tell you that. You were nasty to Sapphire the way you told her baby father was dead and gone, and why was she even here? She was here for you, Jocelyn. That's part of your cast and ensemble. Jocelyn don't really know how to treat people. And we knew that. We knew that. Unfortunately, it presented itself like she would actually care for these girls to the extent of their mental state and their health being like suicide is real, mental health is real. You don't really play with people when it comes to death and their grieving process. Jocelyn knows that. The way she acts like her daughter doesn't exist. Now I'm gonna let you marinate on that. Jocelyn Bonnet Bella is gone, but the crack is not. What was going on with Ballistic on the upcoming preview of the next episode? First of all, Zeus is messy, and they just need to go under. Their editing is trash. The fact that they have two hosts and neither one could keep command of the stage or the women or the topics or what the editing is horrible as well. So they had a part to play in it. I feel Jocelyn acting this way unless the bag is bigger than $10K, which was their prize, or in like $750 an episode, whatever Juice is giving them. These girls not gonna come and work for you in Las Vegas acting like this. Like, Jocelyn, you really got to get it together and start biting the hands that help you eat. These girls ain't fucking with her or her coke at this point. And I don't care how I feel about Jocelyn with that, because her grandmama's the baby, so she can do no wrong. And on that note,
Like a cowgirl, I ride it like a. Every time he come around, I ride it like a cowgirl. Like a cowgirl, I ride it like a. Do it like it's your B-day. Do it like it's your B-day, baby. Do it like it's your B-day. Do it like it's your B-day. Do it like it's your B-day, baby. Welcome to Jocelyn's Cabaret.
your every desire will be fulfilled. Your wish is my command. Shit, I'm here to please you, baby.
Do it like it's your B-day.